Hello YouTube, Felix here. I'm bringing you a new series, MCFS from scratch, which I wouldn't be surprised if... what is this rubbish? I wouldn't be surprised if you have heard before from a guy called Brobson. He makes YouTube videos, and also he began this MCFS from scratch series. So what it is, you make a new account, and typically with the name MCFS in there somewhere, MCFS from scratch, and the goal is quite simply to max out your account. Now, as you can imagine, this is quite a long series, not something you're gonna see, complete in a month or so, like Queen Black Dragon from scratch or things like that. This is gonna take a long time, even if you play RuneScape a lot, which I do. So there are a few rules. Some of the rules are you cannot use the Grand Exchange or trade or assist with other players. So if, for example, I want to get an Amulet of Glory, I would have to find the materials myself and make it, and then enchant it. Same goes for armor, for weapons, which I'm sure you can imagine is going to be quite frustrating. Things like teleports, that's going to be very frustrating. Maybe I'll unlock all the lodestones, that'd be handy. But the point is, if you're doing something like this in RuneScape to make money, you'll lose money every time you buy and sell. So this way, because I can't use a Grand Exchange or sell anything, everything I get that's worth keeping is going to be in my bank, and is going to be it's always going to be there. I'm never going to be selling it, so my bank will always be increasing. So I do have a main. My main is called PvE, Player vs Environment, for those who don't know. It's kind of like PVM, but PvE. They mean the same thing. PvE Felix is my main. I've played him for, I think when I tried to get the 10-year veteran cape, it said I had 800 days remaining. So I've had the account for 7 years, and I've played about a year's worth of playtime. He's quite high level, I would say. He's maxed out combat, 110 dungeoneering. Reasonably high stats. His lowest stat is 73. And he probably averages out at around 82 per stat. What was I going to say? The reason I've decided to do this is because I have a history of staking. Going to the jewel arena and staking my bank away. And this used to be really good for me. I used to make a lot of money there. I think the most my bank was ever worth was maybe 5.2 bill. But thing is, I'd have, say, 200 mil. I'd go to the jewel arena and turn it into a few bill, and then I'd be like, yes, I've got a few bill. And then a few days later, you'd be like, okay, what do I do with a few bill? There's only so much you can do. So eventually, for me, I got bored. I'd go back to the jewel arena and stake and lose, and then you'll have no money. And then you'll wish you had more. You'll wish you had money, so you'll go back to the jewel arena, with like 500k that you've scramped out your bank, and turn it into a few mil. Maybe go Frost Dragons, make some more money. Go back to jewel arena, turn it into like 500 mil, and then you'd play, quite content with yourself for a few days. Get a bit bored, go to the jewel arena, stake, and lose. And it just takes the enjoyment out of the game. For me, because I played this game so long, and I really, really do enjoy this game, but staking for me is ruining it. So I thought, if I make a new account, I can't stake because you need max stats to do, the stakes I was doing. I know you can do those flower games, but I hate that kind of stuff. And I kind of just want to legitimately rebuild a bank. And also play the game. It's been so long since I played the game, since I've trained and done quests and achievement diaries and PKing, all the stuff normal people do, rather than sit in the jewel arena all day, staking. So I'm going to be doing hopefully daily or weekly videos. We'll see, and it will be my progress of my account. Because we've got the evolution of combat coming. I don't know if any of you know, but the way the combat system is going to work is your combat level will be, I think it's going to be your defense level. So if, let's say my defense level was 1, and then plus 2, oh, not 3, plus 2. So immediately, if you're 1 defense, your combat level would be 3, but then it's plus your attack or strength or range or mage, or yeah, that's it. The highest stat out of there. So if, let's say this was 1, if you created a new account, okay, if you get a new account, your combat level would be 4. I'd be 3 strength, plus 1 defense, 4, plus 2, 6. So I'd be 6 combat with these stats, rather than the 4 I am now. And so because it looks like defense is the big factor in combat, I'm going to keep that at 1, maybe. Just see how it goes. I know that the goal is to max out the account, so it will be 99. But there's a long way to go until then. I could maybe get some PKing in there. So I think we'll leave it at 1 defense and just see how it goes. But regards to everything else, I'm just going to be leveling it up. Now the reason I'm doing agility right now is because I've made new accounts before. Before this new big, I'm in Tavley right now, or Berthorpe, doing the tutorial. And there never used to be all this stuff here. You used to have to walk all the way to Gnome Village and do the bloody Gnome Village agility course, which was a pain. And you'd do it, I think it was to level 21 for the Grand Exchange shortcut, because you'd make a new account, go to Grand Exchange, and then try to go to Edgeville, and you'd just get trolled by the little hole that goes through. So this is the reason I'm doing this before I do anything else. Now, I was going to record it from the beginning of the character, but honestly I've only just started, just got to the agility thing here. We're making our way through. So yeah, so hopefully I'll make another video tomorrow, if I have time. And yeah, I will put in the description, some of the rules I'll be abiding to, and also a link to Brobson's Maxscape from Scratch series for you to check out if you haven't already. And I will speak to you then. Thank you and goodbye.